Hello, I'm Diane. Welcome to my channel, Diane in Stitches, where I'll be talking all about my sewing life, what I've made, what I'm going to make, any fabrics bought or patterns bought, and hopefully I can pass on some hints and tips which you may find interesting. I'll start off by saying, before I forget, what I'm wearing, which is the Ellie and Mac Going Home sweater, which I've made, I think, 3 of over the last couple of years or so. This one had a big cowl neck, which was very uncomfortable, so I cut it off or unpicked it. I cut it down to start with, and I still didn't like it, so I took it off completely and made a neckband. And it's the one where I've done the reverse cover stitch on the sleeve and along the bottom of the hem. The fabric was from a company called UK Stretch Fabric, so I think I'm still going. I ordered it. I used to order bits and bobs from them. But then they moved to being like a pre-order type service. But I think they still have some standard stock, but I just haven't ordered from them for a long time. They have a few bit of a wacky designs sometimes, so there's not really a lot that I would order really with the weird and wonderful patterns on them. But anyway, so this week, I'll just say as well, thank you to those who wished me a happy birthday last week. Last Friday was my birthday, and we went out for lunch. Had a nice lunch and just relaxed for the rest of the day and chilled out. We were quite stuffed, actually. It was quite a big meal, just to a pub, which was about 15 or so minutes drive away from here. All this, well, I can now reveal that I was taking part in March on the Sew Frugal challenge of using a free pattern and fabric from your stash and just sewing up a garment in the month of March. And I did 2 garments. I did the Hansi blouse and the classic, which was by Seamwork. That was a free pattern from the Seamwork site. And I also did the classic tee, which is the free pattern from Love Notions. They only reintroduced that as the free pattern last year, late on last year. I think I ordered the pattern in October last year, because previously it was one called the Laundry Day Tee, which I didn't get on with at all. But and the classic tee comes in a round neck, a V-neck, or a scoop neck. And I did the V-neck, and it was the first V-neck I'd done on a t-shirt. So I was quite pleased with the outcome of that. And I actually posted it on Love Notion's Facebook page, and I've got, I think I'm over 600 comments, likes so far, and a lot of comments that saying how neat it was for a first attempt. So I'm quite chuffed with all the comments. It was very nice. I didn't really expect such a response at all. But I'll just tell you about the garments I made. I've just got my notes here to jog the memory. So the Hansi top, I'll put some pictures, and I've got a little bit of a video as well. I'll scoot across because I don't know how to do that moving. I've seen some vloggers, as soon as they introduce a picture, that automatically the live picture moves to one side. I've been trying to figure out the program that I use for editing, and I can't do that, so I'm just going to move over on my own steam. So the Hansi top it's a woven tee basically, with a drop shoulder, and it's a relaxed fit, which it is. It feels lovely on, and the fabric feels really nice and cool. It comes in sizes 32 to 44 inches. So it's a 00 to a 60. Well, it's in 2 blocks actually. There's a 00 to 16, which is a C cup, which is 32 inches to 44 inch bust. And it's drafted for a height of 5'8". And then there's a size 12 to 30. So there's like slight overlap with a few sizes. And that is a 40 inch to a 60 inch bust, and there's a DD cup and a height of 5'9". I did a size 8, a straight size 8, didn't make any adjustments. It does have a bust dart, and It seemed okay to me. I didn't normally. I need to lower bust darts, but I didn't bother with this one because it was such a loose fit. It didn't seem to be necessary to do that. And I got it out of 1 meter of fabric. So there was plenty of ease in it. I think it was the finished bust on mine was less than 40 inches. So it was fine. And as I say, it's a lovely loose fit. You'll be able to see how it looked. And then the classic tee, as I said, comes with V-neck, crew or V or a scooped neck. And the sizes on that it goes from XS to 5X, which is a 33-inch bust, to 57.5 inch. And that's drafted for 5'5", which is what I am. And that should have 1 to 2 inches ease, it says. So the measurements, I came up between a small and a medium, and I just made a straight size small. Other than I did some adjustments, I added 1 inch above the armhole. I tend to lower armholes, and strangely, this pattern did also have a bust point marked as well. So I thought, well, I might have to lower that, but because I'd added space, I sort of cut it right where the V came to, cut it across, and added about 1 inch, I think it was, of space. So when I tried it on, I'd marked the full bust points. It was more or less where it should be. So just lowering that had lowered the bust as well. And then obviously you have to add the equivalent amount on the sleeve head. Waist and hip were okay. There was enough ease, and I think it fits quite nicely. I didn't know what I normally have done when I've lengthened this point here on previous t-shirts. I've gone further down to the shorten and lengthen line and taken that space out, but I left it on this occasion. I'll just see how long it ends up, because never having made this t-shirt before. With the other free t-shirts I've got, the Copper Creek anything but basic tee, I did have to shorten that one because the first one I made did come out too long. So I shortened it. I think I shortened it more than I'd lengthened it here, and I just cut it off the bottom. Once I'd finished it and tried it on, I just took it off the bottom. I think I took about 1.5 inches off the bottom. So I've shortened it slightly more than I'd lengthened it here. And I think, and I really quite like that length, actually. I think it just looks the right length for me. I'm so pleased with it. I think it really looks a nice garment, and I'm going to make some more of those, definitely. So yeah, there was enough, as I said, there was enough ease, and I'm quite pleased with it. So what are my next plans? Well, there's another challenge going off now in April, Sew April Blouse, which I've got to check on the rules and regulations of that if I want to get that done, but I don't know whether I'll have time on that one because I've got other things going off at the moment, so things started and other things that I want to get done before we go on holiday, which is the 3rd of May. So I'll just show. I managed to get these knickers that I was doing. I haven't done the legs yet, but I managed to get I ordered these elastics last week, and I've decided to use the fold over elastic. But whereas last time I did some knickers, and it tried to get this on all in one go, and I think that's why it didn't turn out very well. So I've done this in 2 steps. So you sort of open it out, and then you put it on, put the edge of the waist line inside the gap of where it folds over, and you only attach it to the underside to start with, so you get it attached, and then you bring the top bit over, and then do another top line of, I've done a zigzag. I've not tried them on yet. I don't know what this is going to turn out like. It was just a bit of a revisiting of knickers, because I had such a disaster with them when I tried them before, just to see if I could get them right. So we'll see how that goes. I'll try them on later. What I've started is I decided with this this red vintage denim to do the shorts of this Butterick 5649. I'm doing these shorts, as I mentioned last week. I'd done the skirt last year, and it's so I know what size it's going to be. So I'm doing the same size. In this is that red vintage denim that I picked up at a tabletop sale a few years ago now. Somebody destashing. I don't know how long she'd had it, but so there's no stretch on that at all. It's just rigid denim. So that's cut out and pinned and bits and bobs ready to sort of start sewing. But I wanted to get these knickers finished because I'd got the teal in the sewing machine from the t-shirt. So I wanted to get those done. And I was wanting to make some jeans. I got this denim last year from a shop near Chesterfield, Economy Fabrics. And I was going to make the legato jeans by Love Notions, and I've got into such a tiz with the measurements. It was sort of, I could understand why I struggled last year or whenever it was when I made the muslin. Admittedly from an old sheet, which doesn't normally give you much idea. But I thought it would just give me an idea of the fit, and I thought, well, at least I'll be able to see whether the actual proper fabric would work. And I didn't know whether to stick. I've made a size 10 based on my measurements on the chart. Now, again, as I say, it was a sheet, so I literally could not get these trousers over my legs. And I can't remember whether I'd paid much attention to some of the measurements, because when I've looked, I just wrote these down. When I've looked, the actual size 10 of these jeans, it gives you a measurement of, it says 40-inch hip in that, and that is what I am. But the finished size is 40, but then again, they are meant for stretch fabrics, so that's it's sort of a little bit, probably not quite negative. It's just no ease at all, really. But where my problem came unstuck was the measurement on the chart for the knee of these trousers says 14.5 inches. Mine's 17. My knee actually falls into, I think it was a size 20. And the finished measurement of the knee is 17, so they would like literally be clinging to my knee. And the calf says 14 and mine's 15. I think that's just up one size. And the finished measurement is 15.5. So I would get half an inch of ease, which is what it says is allowed. But the thing was with the knee one, as I said, the finished measurement is 17 and mine is 17. You're supposed to have 2.5 to 4 inches of ease on the knee. And mine's literally, as I said, just would be clinging to my knee. The thigh measurement was okay. And I was going to, I actually traced the pattern piece out and I graded from a 12. I thought I'll go up to a 12 and I can always take the seams in if it is a little bit loose. But I thought I'm going to have to grade out to a size 14 to get this knee to fit. I've since discovered another adjustment that you sort of cut up from the bottom of the hem and then you make it like a Y shape. It's sort of a full knee adjustment. And in the end I thought, I don't know. I think what I've ended up doing, I did a bit of a research and I've just ended up, because I now want a pair of jeans. I want to make a pair of jeans, but I don't want to use this pattern now because I just don't know where I am with all these measurements. So I've ordered a pattern for some jeans, which I've ordered the Megan Nielsen Ash jeans. There's 4 views. There's 2 of them I probably won't use, the slimline and the flared bottoms. But there's a sort of a narrow one and a wide leg, which either or I'll do. So I sent that off for printing yesterday. With going back to the blouse situation with the Sew April blouse. While I was watching the vlogger tour for the Sew Frugal challenge, someone mentioned this blouse pattern. It's a Maison Fauve tilde blouse, and I quite liked the look of it. I haven't got many blouse patterns. I've got about two or three that would be classed as blouse, because I've got to, I've got to look at the proper rules and regulations of what they class as a blouse. I've got tops that look blousy, but I don't know if they count because there's no fastenings. I'll have to double check if I'm going to take part in it. But I did quite like this blouse, this tilde blouse anyway. So I thought I would get that one to try Maison Fauve. I've never tried a Maison Fauve pattern before. Being as it was free, it's a little bit confusing because some of the instructions are in French or English, but it takes a little reading through to see what's what. So I thought I would probably give that a go. So I sent both those off for printing yesterday anyway. And the material that I thought I would use for that is this one that I got. Last year I ordered a Beyond the Pink Door one-off of the subscription box. I don't bother subscribing, and luckily I quite liked the fabric. It was this Nerida Hansen, and it's a cotton. I think it's poplin. 2.5 meters. It was intended, I think, to be a dress because there was a long zip with it. But I don't think I would wear a dress in all this pattern. Don't wear many dresses anyway. So, but I thought, well, I could get 2 blouses or a blouse and a shirt out of that. And what I thought would be nice, this other blue fabric that I've shown you previously, which is this stretch linen and viscose mix. I thought they would go nice together. And so I'm going to, this one, as I mentioned before, I didn't know what to do with it. I think it's too soft for trousers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another one of the Pattern Emporium Easy Does It skirts that I made the other week. Probably still another long one with the side slits. It's virtually the same drape, more or less the same composition as the cream natural fabric. So I think they'll look quite, they'll go together quite nicely. Nice little blouse with the cotton. So yeah, so that's plans. That's just like, what if I get time to do it all. That's another thing before we go away. So I think that's all from me this week. The sound on this last bit might sound a little bit strange. I've had to lose the microphone because the batteries died. So I've had to do some jiggery-pokery on the phone to increase the volume there, and hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. But that's all from me for this week. Next week I might have a new fabric to show you, because my sister-in-law rang Keith up the other week and said, what did I want for my birthday? And the only thing I could think of was fabric, and I was looking at all the shops, and I decided in the end to have a Beyond the Pink Door gift voucher. So that's ready to redeem now. So I've been looking at the Beyond the Pink Door site to try and see what I might want. I have been thinking about a bag kit. There's a nice tote bag kit on there. So I thought just have a little bit of a foray into bag making and just see how that goes. So I thought getting the kit might be the way to go, but then again they do have some nice fabrics. I do quite like this that I got in the subscription one-off subscription box. So we'll see. I might have it by next week, or I might be still deciding, knowing me. But anyway, thank you again for watching, and thanks if you've liked and commented previously, and also a special thank you for people who have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, I wish you would consider it. It does help the channel, and you will then receive notice when I release a new video. So with that, I'd like to wish you all a good weekend. Hope you enjoy any sewing that you might be doing, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. So bye for now.